For more than 30 years, Forbidden Planet has been one of the best places in New York for fanboys and fangirls to get their fix. Comic books, toys, posters, t-shirts, they've got it all. I'm here with Jeff, who's the manager here at Forbidden Planet. Now, take us through the main things that you sell.
Well, that changes all the time in terms of what our main focus is on. And there's actually not a single main focus, I would say, except maybe being a geek emporium. I really don't like the term like comic book store because we don't just sell comics. We're a toy store, we sell books, we sell gaming material like role-playing games and all sorts of stuff like that. Magazines, collectibles, statues.
And is this place targeted to the hardcore, devoted collector, or can I walk in having no knowledge and feel at ease?
I would like to think that we serve both. That this place can appeal, and the items that we sell can appeal to just pretty much anybody walking in off the street. Whenever anybody comes up maybe into the store with as a family, or if it's like 2 or 3 people and one person always says, "Oh, I'm just gonna stay up front and I'll wait for you." I do like to go up to that person and just say, there's something, I guarantee you, if you tell me anything in this life that you might enjoy, I can find something in here that you will like, I promise. We have a 50-50 audience. We have an audience who are really interested in this month's Spider-Man or this month's Superman, but then we also have an audience that hangs out in a different aisle. I wouldn't rack necessarily like Love and Rockets next to Legion of Superheroes.
What effect has the internet had on the comic book industry?
I tell you, I do a lot more interviews about it. That's kind of how it affects it. Comics been available to be downloaded, pirated for years. Yet people still bought it. And actually, I found the more and more that companies actually condone their own downloadable comics. So but had the first 3 issues of a new series up online only. It was actually a feeder for people coming in here. And actually, the more people get their I Do Hickeys and the comics on it, I find people coming in asking for the graphic novel of the series because they can't stand reading it on the damn
like
thing.
the Marvel app on the iPad?
Yeah.
So let's say I'm an ambitious artist and I want to get my stuff on your shelves. How would that work?
Well, first I'd suggest, make a comic, make your own. Get it printed or do your own stitching or go to a Kinko's and get it run off. And then for our store, I would say either bring it in or you can leave it at a counter for me. The big story for the last year is that comics are going to be thrown out the window and people are only going to be doing digital comics. And if that happens, it happens, but I really doubt it because all of my friends have I Do Hickeys and none of them read comics on them. And they're geeks. The collectability of it helps. The visual part of the medium helps. When photography came in, and people are taking pictures of paintings. Nobody ever said, "Oh, those paintings, they're not gonna make those anymore. Nobody's gonna want to see a Renoir anymore. You've got a photograph of it." Right. I do think that people really, the authenticity and the collectability of the comic book medium are there on the page, not necessarily on the screen.
To check out some of Forbidden Planet's wares online, visit fpnyc.com. I'm Ella Morton, and you've been watching Rocketboom NYC.